Hello, my dear children. Children, let's continue with what we were doing in the last class. Well, in the last class, we studied Coulomb's law, and today we'll study three more physical quantities associated with different points in an electric field. And these three physical quantities are electric field intensity, electric potential, and electric potential energy. So let's begin the day with electric field intensity. Children, we have already studied that every charge has its sphere of influence. That region of influence around charge where it can attract or repel any other charge is called its electric field. And each and every point in an electric field is associated with different value of electric field intensity. Different value of electric field or electric field intensity. So what is electric field intensity at any point in an electric field? This electric field intensity is also called as electric field strength. So electric field intensity at any point in an electric field is defined as force acting over plus 1 Coulomb charge there. This plus 1 Coulomb charge is also called as unit positive test charge. Children, this plus 1 Coulomb charge is hypothetical charge, imaginary charge. This is point charge Q. All around this point charge Q we have its electric field. This is an arbitrary point in its field, and if we place here plus 1 Coulomb charge, then whatever force acts over this particular charge is going to be the value of electric field intensity here. Greater is the force, greater is the value of electric field intensity, smaller is the force, smaller is going to be the electric field intensity. No force, no electric field intensity. So electric field intensity at this point is force acting over plus 1 Coulomb charge. And what is that force? That force is going to be 1 upon 4 by epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. We know the value of force 1 upon 4 by epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. So what is this? Q1. Q1 is Q. What is Q2? Q2 is 1. Q2 is 1. And then what is distance R? Square. So 1 upon 4 by epsilon naught Q by R square. 1 upon 4 by epsilon naught Q by R square is the value of force acting over unit charge placed here. So this is the value of electric field intensity. Since it is force per unit charge, therefore its unit is going to be Newton per Coulomb, and of course it is a vector quantity as it is a force. Well children, this is magnitude of electric field intensity. What about its direction? Direction of electric field intensity can be found out by the rule here. This is positive charge, say point positive charge. So at any point around point positive charge, the direction of electric field is along the line joining the point and the charge and away from the charge. Like here, electric field intensity is going to be in this direction. Like here, electric field intensity is going to be in this direction. Here, electric field intensity is going to be where? In this direction. So everywhere, all around a positive charge, direction of electric field intensity is along the line joining the point and the charge, away from the charge. Away. Just remember the keyword away. So that's how we draw field vector at any point around a positive charge. So direction of electric field intensity at any point around positive charge is around the line joining point of the charge, away from the charge. Why away? Because if we place plus 1 Coulomb charge at each and every place, the force would be what? Repulsive, and the force would be away from the charge. And besides that, you know the arrangement of electron forces, and direction of tangent to electron forces is going to be the direction of electric field intensity, and that direction is going to be away from the charge. Well, due to negative charge, direction of electric field intensity at any point around negative charge would always be where? Towards the negative charge, like this, like this. So that's how we should draw the field vectors. The field vectors are going to be towards the charge. The direction of electric field intensity at any point around negative charge is going to be towards negative charge. There are a number of ways you can understand this direction. If you place a plus 1 Coulomb charge at any of these places, it would be attracted towards this positive charge. Hence, the force would be towards the charge. Subsequently, the direction of electric field intensity would be towards the charge. Since electric field intensity is a vector quantity, therefore it can be written in vector form exactly in the same way as we have already written vector form of Coulomb's law. Well, electric field vector in term of unit vector can be written like this. E vector is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught 2 by r square. This is magnitude and this is direction. Direction is what? Along the line joining point and the charge. So this is unit vector along the line joining point and the charge. Well, if we replace this unit vector by full-fledged r vector, so unit vector is going to be r vector upon r. If we substitute this value here, we get E vector as 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q upon r cube. So this r and r square becomes r cube and this is full-fledged r vector. So in vector form, we write it either like this or we write it like this. The difference between the two is what? This is, here the direction is in terms of what? Unit vector r cap, and here the direction is with the help of full-fledged r vector. So this is vector form of electric field intensity. Well, the next very important definition associated with each and every point in an electric field is electric potential. What is electric potential? Electric potential at any point in an electric field is work done in bringing unit positive test charge from infinity to that point. This is point charge q. All around this point charge q, what do we have? It's electric field. What is electric potential at this particular point? Well, electric potential at this particular point is work done in bringing plus 1 coulomb charge from infinity to this point. So electric potential at any point in an electric field is work done in bringing unit positive test charge from infinity to that very point. So इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड में किसी भी पॉइंट पे यूनिट चार्ज को प्लस 1 कूलम चार्ज को लाने में जो भी वर्क करना पड़ता है वो उस पॉइंट का इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल होता है. सिंस इट इज वर्क डन इन ब्रिंगिंग यूनिट चार्ज, देयरफॉर इट्स यूनिट इज गोइंग टू बी जूल पर कूलम. यूनिट ऑफ वर्क इज जूल, चार्ज इज कूलम, जूल पर कूलम, and 1 joule per coulomb is 1 volt, and of course it is a scalar quantity. Well, what is the value of electric potential due to point charge at a distance r from it? We have written the expression directly. Now we are going to derive this expression, and remember children, this derivation is very important derivation. If it is part of your syllabus of any test, this derivation you will find there in your test. So what is the value of electric potential due to point charge at a distance r from it? Let's understand that. So this is a point charge q and this is point P where we wish to find out electric potential. At this point we want to find out electric potential. So what do? We bring a unit charge from infinity to this very point, and what happens as this charge approaches this particular charge, the force acting over this charge increases. Force is a variable. So what is work done by variable force? For that we divide the whole displacement into infinite number of infinitesimally small displacements dx each, and one dx is so small such that it tends to 0. Please listen these statements very carefully. You have to write down when you deduce this expression. So we divide the whole displacement from point P to infinity into infinite number of infinitesimally small displacement dx each, and one dx is so small such that it tends to 0. When point charge 1 coulomb, when point charge plus 1 coulomb is at 1, its distance from q is what? X. And when 1 coulomb charge is at 2, its distance from q is what? X minus dx. This is dx. This is highly magnified version of the displacement dx. Well, so this is the displacement as the point charge moves from 1 to 2. Well, when the point charge is at 1, well, the force acting over it is what? 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q into 1 upon x square. And when point charge 1 reaches 2, the force is going to be what? F2. And what is that F2? That F2 is going to be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q into 1 upon x minus dx whole square. Now both these forces F1 and F2 can be taken as equal to each other. F1 can be taken as equal to F2. Why? Simply because dx, the displacement between them is what? 0. And the direction of force would be where? Towards right. If the sign of the charge is not given, by default we take it as positive. And this of course is positive. Therefore the force over this 1 coulomb charge will be towards right, that is repulsive force. The force is towards right, displacement is towards left. So angle between F and dx is what? It is going to be 180 degree. Work done for this very small displacement is going to be what? Dot product of force and displacement vectors. Since force and displacements are anti-parallel vectors, therefore angle between them is 180. So F dot dx is F dx cos theta. Theta is 180. And cos of 180 is what? Minus 1. So we get a negative sign here. If we substitute the value of force here, q upon 4 pi epsilon naught x square here, multiply with dx with negative sign. Well, this is work done for very small displacement. For finding out the work done for movement from infinity to this point, we integrate it from x is equal to infinity to x is equal to r. We integrate it for x is equal to infinity to x is equal to r. So once we integrate it from x is equal to infinity to r, we get total work done. And that total work done is what is the electric potential of this point. Well, once we integrate it, we get minus q upon 4 pi epsilon naught dx upon x square integration from infinity to r. And integration of dx upon x square is minus 1 upon x. And when we solve the limit, what do we get? Minus 1 upon r minus 1 upon infinity, that is 0. So when we solve the limit, we get minus 1 upon r here, this minus and this minus cancels out, and we get the expression of electric potential as 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by r. Very, very important expression and very, very important derivation. Well, the last point of the day is electric potential energy. What is electric potential energy? Electric potential energy of any charge at any point in an electric field is work done in bringing that charge from infinity to that very point. इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड में किसी भी पॉइंट पे किसी भी चार्ज की जो इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल एनर्जी होती है वो उस चार्ज को इन्फिनिटी से उस पॉइंट तक लाने में किए गए वर्क के बराबर होती है. So electric potential energy of any charge at any point in electric field is work done in bringing it means the charge from infinity to that point. Suppose these are 2 point charges q1 and q2 at a distance r from each other. So what is potential energy of q2? Potential energy of q2 is work done in bringing this q2 from infinity to this point. Well, what is potential of this point where this charge is brought to? Potential of this point because of this charge is going to be what? V1 is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q1 by r. This is what we have already found out. So potential of this point because of this charge would be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q1 by r. And what is this potential? Electric potential is work done in bringing unit charge. We have already deduced this expression. So what is this V1? This V1 is work done in bringing unit charge. So for plus 1 coulomb charge, work done is V1. And if we bring Q2 charge from infinity to this point, so for Q2 charge, work done would be what? V1 upon 1 into Q2, that is Q2 V1. So this is work done in bringing charge Q2 from infinity to this point. We have used this definition. Well, if we substitute the value of V1 here, what do we get? Work done as 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R. And this is what is going to be electric potential energy of the charge. So electric potential energy of charge Q2 at a distance R from Q1 is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon Q1 Q2 by R. Q1 Q2 by R. Since it is what? Since it is work done, therefore it is going to be a scalar quantity and its unit is what? Joule. So children, so far we have studied 4 very important definitions, and all these definitions are universal, whether it is definition of electric field intensity, electric potential or electric potential energy. All these definitions are universal, but all these definitions are applied in the field of a point charge. So we have got the formula of electric field intensity due to point charge. We have found out the formula of electric potential due to point charge at a distance r from it, and we have found out the electric potential energy of 2 point charges Q1 and Q2 at a distance r from each other. And if you write down all the formulas, you will see the difference between them. Last time we studied Coulombian force, and that Coulombian force is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by r square. Today we have studied intensity, electric field intensity, which is force acting over plus 1 coulomb charge. And what is that force? 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q by r square. Then we studied electric potential. Electric potential at any point is work done in bringing unit positive test charge from infinity to that point, and that is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q by r. And potential energy of any charge is work done in bringing that charge from infinity to given point in the field. And potential energy of 2 point charge configuration is what? 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by r square. See the difference. Q1 Q2 by r square is force. Q1 Q2 by r is what? Energy. If we remove one Q, we get Q by r square. It becomes intensity. And if we remove one Q and one r, we get what? Potential. So this is force. This is force. Yeah. This is force. This is intensity. This is potential. And this is energy. So see, if you write all these formulas all together, you see the difference. Force and electric field intensity, they are vector quantities, and both these quantities are what? Scalar quantities. Force and energy, they are charge function, whereas intensity and potential are point function. So we'll deliberate on this aspect in the next class. So this is all from my side. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.